How's it going, everyone? I just received the GK64 keyboard from China, and I thought I'd do a quick review on it just so that you can see what it looks like, how it operates, etc., and what it looks like switched on with its LEDs. Okay, so here is the keyboard. Comes in this well-wrapped plastic. It's got some good weight to it as well, actually. Instruction manual. Telling you about the hot swappable switches and the keycaps, etc. And then underneath we have what looks like some additional blue switches and the keycap puller and some additional keycaps and the USB cable, which looks like it's a USB-C and braided. So it's all good to go. So here are all the little bits and pieces in the package. So by the look of it, you get some additional keys for the command button, because at the minute it has the Windows button there, so I'm guessing you can change that with the command button if you're using Mac, and then you've got Control and Option and some other keys with the logo on it, and then the switches and the keycap puller, etc. The cable you get is at least 1 meter long. So that's good, plenty of cable. So they got quite nice buttons to push on, good sounding buttons. So I'm going to plug the keyboard in. And it's now active. So from here you'll follow the introduction, etc. if you're using a Mac. I'm guessing it'll be pretty much the similar process if you're using a Windows PC, and you'll just follow the steps through to install the keyboard. The USB is slightly recessed in. Don't know if you can see that. And on the back of the keyboard there are no feet, but there are some rubber pads that are quite thick, so it doesn't move anywhere. Once it's down, it's very sturdy and secure. And although it doesn't have the feet, the keyboard is a bit of an incline, so it does kind of slope up a little bit. So after using the keyboard for a little bit of time today, I've realised that it is easy to use. It takes a bit of time to get used to the delete key, because if you're very familiar with having the F buttons at the top, you tend to, automatically shift your finger down to the next key, if that makes sense, to compensate, not hitting the F buttons. But because they're grouped in with those, it just takes some getting used to having the backspace key there. and some of the other keys are a little bit of a different configuration, but you know, you'd get used to it in no time at all. So in this specific keyboard I have the Gatron brown switches, as you can see, and I'm just trying to customize it so that it's working with the Mac OS. But so far so good, everything seems to be working as it should. Very impressive. Obviously you don't have to have this mode on that it's on, this is just the default demo mode by the look of it. You can actually customize all the lights, there's millions of colours from what I've heard, and you enable that with the software. So if you double tap FN, it will go white, and then you're able to cycle through the colours. So right now it's on the rainbow setting, it's green, this one's slowly fading to different colours, this one's rainbowing across, I think it's rainbowing the other way, now it's fading up, and then back to the standard colours. So I'm still coming to terms with the setup of this keyboard, but it all seems very responsive and, you know, straightforward once you learn the FN key command with, you know, what it does. There's another one that does the brightness. So if I just show you on a solid colour, I'll turn the lights off. That adjusts the brightness of the keyboard depending on how bright you'd like it. So you get the idea about the colours. So even if you're like me and you have a Mac operating system and you can't install the software, you are still able to access, you know, the different coloured lighting here. You don't obviously have full customization like you would on the software, where you can change the colour of each key, but at least you've got some control, so that you don't have to just have a random cycling mode. You can actually learn to use the FN key command and change it up a little bit, and that's something I've only just learned today, so I thought that'd be quite useful to share with you. So it turns out that the software is all Windows based, and it's not very clear if it does work with Mac OS, or, you know, if there will be a patch later on or something like that. But so far I can't seem to find any working link to bring up the software to change things like the keyboard configuration, color of the LEDs, etc. If you've got a Windows, there'll be no problem anyway, you'll be able to do all of this. But if you are a Mac user, then you might want to spend some extra time looking into this keyboard. The keys on this specific one are matte black. Obviously you can change all of that. It's got some good weight to it, but it isn't majorly heavy. So, you know, I hope that this review helped to make up your mind if you're considering buying it, and hopefully it answered some of the questions. I would have liked to have gone into more detail, but I can't obviously load the software up on Mac, so I'm not able to do that. So thanks for watching, and hope you enjoyed this short review.